Click, click, clap. What's going on, guys? I'm SimpleSimon, and today I'm going to a Swapmeet. I think it's like a toy fair, but they call it a Swapmeet, and I've never been there before, so I'm super excited to check out a new event. I don't actually know how new they are or if they've been doing it for a while, and I've just never come across it. So shout out to Tom, Mr. Anime. He actually let me know when I was at the Vintage and Modern Toy Fair last week. He said, I'll be here next week. And then on the way out, I asked a bunch of other sellers who I know, where's your next event? And they all said they're going to be here. So this is the event here, the Mega Swapmeet 2024. Now, I don't know if you can see this flyer, but it is absolutely out of control. It's terrible. They clearly used AI to make this thing. At first, you see the train. I was like, oh, look, it's Superman. And then you look closer and it's like, wait, that's like Superman with Batman's head. And then you look at all the other characters around the thing and their faces are all like weird and disfigured. I'm pretty sure they used AI to do this. So it's a terrible flyer. No offense, guys. If you see this, hit me up. I'll make you a flyer for free. So yeah, we're going to the Mega Swapmeet 2024 at the Sandown Racecourse. And we're going to check out what it has. It has all hobbies. Swapmeet Australia. Yeah, I'm excited. Let's go. Quick shout out to my Minions. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you're interested in exclusive members only videos, extended episodes of The Noob, and exclusive emojis, hit the join button to find out more about channel membership. But remember, your membership is not required. The best way to support the channel is by liking and commenting on videos. I'm so lost right now. I don't know where I'm going. Oh, there's signs there. Fast track. No, that's not where I'm going. All right, I found it. I found a big sign that said Swapmeet. Let's go. All right, so believe it or not, Sandown Racecourse is a racecourse. I don't think I've ever been there before. Here's the big ass sign that let me know that I'd found the place. And then of course, here's a map of the place, letting you know that it really is a racecourse. They do horse racing and probably car racing. I could hear cars in the background going very fast. Here's some jockeys. They're actually a lot smaller than I thought. And then into the Mega Swapmeet I went, and the first person I had to go visit was the man who made this visit possible, Mr. Anime himself. Mr. Anime,
hey,
this video wouldn't be happening if you didn't tell me about this event.
Did I tell you or I didn't?
No, you told me last week.
Yeah. I did, yeah.
And then a bunch of other people on the way out were like, we're going to Sandown. So
Okay.
I told the people in the video that it's because of you I'm here.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I've forgotten who I told it to. I've given out so many leaflets.
Where's the food, mate?
Food is,
what are you eating?
The food is on the lunch table.
Okay. Every time I put a camera in front of Mr. Anime's face, he's always eating something, but not today. Anyway, here's his table. He had plenty of Hot Wheels on display, as well as his usual Japanese-inspired things, anime statues, and more cars there. And he let me go behind the table to have a good look at all of his stuff. He has lots of different statues. That Street Fighter statue is pretty kick-ass, Astro Boy. And of course, he's got these beautiful Kotobukiya Street Fighter statues. A little bit out of my price range, but Kotobukiya statues aren't cheap. If you're wondering why they're so expensive, you try to find one at a cheap price. You can find fake ones if you want, but these are the real deal. Now, when they first mentioned Sandown to me, the first thing I thought of was, I thought Sandown had the event where they did like model trains and die-cast cars and things like that, and I was correct. There was a ton of these old model trains, and I know there's a huge community that collect model trains, but I believe they're from a different generation than mine. But there was a ton of this stuff. There was a lot of die-cast cars and things. So if you were into cars and into trains, then this was definitely your jam. But there were other things as well, like here, these are stones or crystals, I'm not too sure, but there was a table that was selling a bunch of that stuff, and I know there's a lot of people that get into that. This table here had a lot of just really old antique-y type stuff, and then this table here had a great wall of Hot Wheels or Matchbox cars. They had some Dick Tracy ones there, Looney Tunes, that was pretty cool. And then I finally stumbled across this table. This gentleman here had a bunch of retro consoles, these wrestling figures here, some Star Wars. It might have been the only Star Wars that was at this event, and of course, some more Hot Wheels. And as you can see here, it was a pretty quiet day at Sandown. There's so much space there, I feel like they could have had a lot more sellers there. But hey, I didn't put on the event, so who am I to talk? Now earlier in the video when I mentioned that a ton of people told me they were going to be here, turns out there was only two. It was Tom, Mr. Anime, and Jake here from Jack's Timeless Treasures. Jake is pretty much at every single toy event you'll find, and he's always got heaps of cool stuff and he's always mixing it up. Had to get a shot of this. I didn't watch Afro Samurai, but that figure looks awesome. And then I had to flick through some of his Pokemon cards as well. Now this table was right next to Jake, and it was actually his buddy who I met at the Yarraville Comic and Toy Fair. He was actually only selling pops then, but now he's found his niche. He was selling all these sensory toys, which was actually pretty cool. Hadn't actually seen that done at a toy fair before, so that was cool. And then I came across this other table here that had retro games, as well as pop vinyls and other things. I actually had a good chat with this dude, I believe his name was Con. And we just chatted about, you know, if he does other toy fairs and how the day was going in general. And then we had a good little chat about video games.
They're genuine. These are American.
Yeah, so I was going to say, so this game in Australia
is banned.
Called, no, it was a different name. So it was called Bully in the US, but it was called, this was the name, the motto there, Canis Catametit. That was the name of the game in Australia. Great game, it was made by Rockstar. Now, as you can see here, Con's pop vinyls, he had a ton of Chase pops, so if you're after Chase pop vinyls, he's a good dude to go see. Now this gentleman here was named Dion, and Dion's store was called J Swish Collectibles, and he had a ton of cool stuff to look at. Graded trading cards, basketball, to Pokemon, to Star Wars. He had this cool Deadpool statue there. He had all kinds of stuff at his table, including retro games, so I had a good look at his table. ECW. Now, who remembers this game coming up here? Cobra Triangle. Oh my god, I spent hours playing that game when I was a kid on the original Nintendo. Dion here had a bunch of graded cards too, and they were all really good prices. Look at that, 30 bucks for a graded holo card. And of course, the most important cars are Pixar cars, and there was some of that there too. So there was about as much footage as I could get. I mean, I felt like there was only so many Hot Wheels I could film before you guys got bored. So that was me done for the day, but stick around for more vlog. Alright, so I'm done at Sandown. I did buy something actually. I'll show you at the end, obviously. I didn't buy it for myself. It's Sarah's birthday in 2 days, and I've already got her something obviously, but it's her 25th, you know, it's a milestone. So I think I want to get her a few extra things. So I picked her up something. To be honest, there wasn't a huge amount to look at. I mean, there was heaps of trains and Hot Wheels, if that's what you're into. And, you know, I did try to get footage of everything they had, but this vlog's still going to keep going. I have to pick up something from Culture Larrikin for Sarah's birthday, so I'll do that in this vlog as well. But also, right now, I'm hungry. I'm not very familiar with this area, but Jake from Jack's Timeless Collectibles, or Treasures, he lives out this way, and he recommended a pie shop. So I'm going to go to get a pie and give you some food porn, and then we're going to go pick up something from Culture Larrikin, and then we'll show you what I pick up at the end. Alright, so it's pie time. Now, when someone recommends me food, I'm like, alright, we'll see. We'll see if it's that good. This place was called KIWI Steak and Cheese Pie, famous for their steak and cheese pie. Now, check out this wall here. They've got awards after award after award for their pies, their steak and cheese pies, so let's see how good they are. Alright. KIWI steak and cheese pie. So apparently they're famous. They've got an award-winning steak and cheese pie. But steak and cheese, I like steak and cheese, don't get me wrong, but it's not usually the pie I go for. So I might have to bring Sarah back here one day because she likes steak and cheese pie. Anyway, I got me a curry pie. It's a food porn for you. Oh, it's got a smiley face. Is that a smiley face? Kind of. It's got the oval shaped pie. Let's see, Jake. All right. Yeah, it's a good pie. Great pie. Yep, that's pretty good. I've also got a sausage roll, so I'm gonna smash this and I'll let you know how that goes. All right, that pie was, that was pretty good pie. Not wrong, Jake. I would drive back to that to get that pie again. Anyway, this is the sausage roll. Let's see the sausage roll rating. Oh man, that is, I like when sausage rolls aren't too crusty. They're soft when you bite into them, but it's still got a little bit of crust. This was, Anyway, I'm gonna eat this. I've got 2 hour parking here. I really need to pee, so there's a shopping center across there. I might actually go in there to use the bathroom. If there's anything interesting in there, I might get some footage. There's also a cash converters across the road that I might check out too before I go to Pop Culture Larrikin. So stick around, guys. Stick around. There's more vlog to come. Alright, so here I am walking through a dingy alley arcade in Dandenong. Dandenong doesn't have the best rap, but look at this. On a beautiful day, looks like a great place to go. Anyway, I didn't actually know that the Dandenong market was right next door. I did a video there not that long ago. I didn't realize I was so close to there. So then I thought I'd go check out the shopping center, Dandenong Square. Let's rate this shopping center out of 10. Here I am in the food court and I couldn't believe I saw a tons of fun. Haven't seen a tons of fun around for a while. There's not too many of them around anymore. But they even had their own ice cream place inside. Tons of fun. And then I thought, since I was there, I'd check out Kmart and see if they had any toys. And of course, did you know my most viewed video, I think, is a Fuggler short. So here's some Fugglers. Look how fugly they are. And they even got DC Fugglers now. And then I went to check out their Hot Wheels, and look at this. Dandenong Kmart, their Hot Wheels have been ravaged. Can we get a stock replenishment in the Hot Wheels aisle, please? And then these Simpsons figures have been super popular since they came out. I know heaps of people who are collecting those. And then I came across this Hot Wheel. Check this out. It's a Grogu Hot Wheels. How good is that? That is awesome. And then it was time to walk back to my car and I came across this place, the Cash Guys. And I noticed these cool gaming statues they had in the window. So I thought I'd go in there and have a look. And they actually had whole ton of collectibles. It was really, really cool. You can see all these video games there. The only thing was all their cool collectibles were behind the counter. I guess there's a high theft rate for that stuff around these parts. They even got a little Kotobukiya statue there. Yeah, that's some really great stuff. Wrestling figures, DC Multiverse figures. I was actually really impressed. And then I went to the cash converters that was across the road from where I parked to have a look in there. This cash converters had nothing on the Cash Guys. They had some pop vinyls, but really there wasn't a whole lot to look at. They had some video games, some consoles, but was not half as impressive as the Cash Guys. And there you have it. That wraps up my visit to beautiful Dandenong. Dandenong is fucked. I'm just joking. I don't think I've ever walked around Dandenong in my life, apart from the market. I didn't realize the market was just there, which I did a video there recently. Anyway, I'm gonna go see Luke at Pop Culture Larrikin. So I arrived at Pop Culture Larrikin because Luke, who runs the shop there, had something for me, which I will show you at the end of the video. But here's a quick look at the shop. If you want to see a more extensive look, check out the video I did here not too long ago. There was a lot of cool stuff in there that I hadn't seen last time. Now the gentleman in the cap is Midnight Traders on Instagram. He also runs the TCG Expo, which is a card expo. He had a crazy hard case that contained this box of Pokemon cards, and I had no idea what it was, but it turns out it was a famous box of Pokemon cards worth $20,000. Well, we're just going to end the video in the car. Picked up something from Luke from Pop Culture Larrikin. I've got to show you that at the end. Just a quick recap of today. The Sandown Mega Swap Meet. Obviously, it wasn't really my type of thing. There wasn't a lot of stuff for me. But obviously, if you're a big Hot Wheels collector, it would have been fantastic. If you're into cars, model trains, obviously fantastic for that sort of stuff. The space wasn't very well utilized. You probably saw in the footage, there's a lot of space. My thoughts on it all is, and obviously no knock to the people who run it, but I Googled it last night and all I could find was a Facebook page and everything looked really old. I was just like, an old person must run this, right? No offense, I'm old, I'm getting old. I'm in my 40s now, believe it or not. I think the reason some of the shows here, like the Giant Size Toy Fair, Melbourne Comic and Toy Fair, I think those guys do a lot better at marketing, just posting on social media and things like that. You really need to utilize today's technologies to get your events out there, you know, even if it involves costing some bucks. It was cool to bump into some people there. Obviously Jake was selling there, Mr. Anime, David and Tommy from DT Collectibles. It was cool to chat to those guys. But I'll show you what I picked up. So again, it's Sarah's birthday in 2 days. So by the time you see this, it'll already have been her birthday. But big shout out to Dion. So his store name is J Swish Collectibles. He had cards, basketball cards, Pokemon cards, Star Wars cards. He had a lot of graded cards and things. And you guys may know that Sarah collects Sylveon cards. Now, Sarah is a 10.0 snob when it comes to graded cards and a 9.8 snob when it comes to comic books. So it has to be perfect. What's the point of having a graded if it's not perfect? Me, I'm the opposite. Right? It's like, man, I'll take a low grade all day if I can save some bucks. But anyway, Sarah's got, I think, every Sylveon card. So there's no point in getting her a loose card, but you had this graded Sylveon card. So trying to get that without the glare. So I picked that up. It was a 10.0. It's graded by SGC. So I wasn't too familiar with them, but he was telling me about them. He said this grading company did a lot of the old baseball cards and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a Sylveon card there. Now I mentioned that he also had another Sylveon card in a different grading company. That was a 9, and that's why I didn't buy that one. Sarah's a 10 snob. So, and you know what? He said, you know what? You can have that one. So he gave me a free Sylveon graded card. How cool is that? And a 9. Again, this is OCE grading service. So I'm not familiar with all these. I think PCG, Beckett, I think are the top ones. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think that's what Sarah told me. But yeah, I got these cards, Sylveon cards for Sarah. While I was in Dandenong, walking around the shops, Dandenong was an interesting place. I couldn't resist, while I was at Kmart, I saw this Grogu Hot Wheels. I was like, oh, I don't need it. And I went to walk off, I was like, no, I need it, it's so cute, look at it. It's little Grogu in his little basket with wheels. Had to get it, although the packaging is a little bit cooked. So I actually might take this one out, maybe, we'll see. But I bought that for myself. And then at Culture Larrikin, so I reached out to Luke a little while ago because I knew he did this. He told he had some of these in his store last time, I think, when we visited, I believe. But I knew this is something that he did, where he can blow up a Pokemon card and make it like an A4 size or even an A1. A1's like movie poster size, right? So I reached out to him because I was trying to think of ideas for Sarah's birthday. I was like, hey, would I be able to maybe organize one of these big ass cards off you? And then it took me forever to find out Sarah's favorite Pokemon card, but I got there in the end. So yeah, I went to pick this up from Luke today. So if you guys are Pokemon collectors and you have a favorite card and you want it blown up to look awesome, hit up Luke at Culture Larrikin. So this is a Sylveon card in big ass form. So as you can see, it's quite big compared to a regular size card, right? This was just the prototype, we can say. Boom, look at that holo, baby. Woo-hoo-hoo. It's all shiny and stuff. It's even got the back on this one. So yeah, he got that done for me. He started out with this one and then he did the holo and got the backing on there to make it look like a real card. So again, if you're into Pokemon cards or you need a gift idea for someone who loves Pokemon cards, hit up Luke at Pop Culture Larrikin in Bayswater and he can blow up their favorite card and turn it into a giant one. So yeah, they're the gifts I got for Sarah. I do have more. I've got her something else as well. That's not just it. But it's her 25th, like I said, so it's a milestone birthday. I want to get her, you know, a few gifts. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully this video wasn't too boring. I know I didn't get a lot of footage at the fair, but hopefully I filled it out and made it a bit fun. Also, eventually when I ran out of places to go, a couple of my ideas I was going to do was I was going to hit up different cash converters, like go to a bunch of them in one day to see if I can find stuff that I like, toys, comics and stuff, as well as op shops. So I'll do a video where I go to a bunch of different op shops to see if I can find any cool stuff, as well as going to a bunch of different cash converters and things like that. So that's all in the future anyway. But yeah, if you want any more information from anything you saw today, there'll be a whole bunch of links in the description below, so check those out. And if you're still watching this video, I appreciate you. And until next time, I'm SimpleSimon. Tell your friends and keep it simple.